Game time. 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 Game time.
Yo, what is up, VaiN fam, the VaiN community? What's up with y'all, man? We are back with another episode of GamerVision, and y'all already know how this goes, man. Welcome to GamerVision, yo, where we cover topics related to content creation, gaming communities, streaming, new releases of games, and more.
That is right. And on today's episode of GamerVision, Sony locks Activision out of PS6. We don't even know what that means yet. We'll also be checking out the XDefiant Open Beta that has just came out, and the stream wars, of course, continue.
They definitely continue, and don't forget to drop the follows, the subs, the likes, the comments on all of our social medias. Also, don't forget to jump in that Discord so you get to keep up with everything VaiN, and everything VaiN fam. So y'all can definitely be a part of the journey that we're on. And yeah, man.
Yeah, facts. So with all of that being said, don't forget to also follow us on social media. Follow Vito at Don Sensei Devito. Follow me on Twitter at Sensei Finito. And you can follow the bro on the Kikaruski. I don't think there's an underscore in that, huh? I don't think
it's not. Let me fix it. There we go.
Hold on. There we go.
There it is. And as y'all all know, if y'all don't know, we haven't been on Twitch for a while. We've fully switched to Kick for the week. We've been over there. It's been an amazing journey. It's been just amazing all around. The streaming journey has just been amazing. The content creation journey has been amazing as well. But we don't stream on Twitch as much as we used to. I don't know when I'll stream on Twitch next, but I definitely did put the link in the bio that we're over on Kick. So if y'all would like to, or if y'all are just new to the community, you know what I mean? Just come over to the Kick and drop the follows. Come check out and see what we got going on over there. And don't forget to follow my bro, though. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget to hop over on the Marvel Bros and join the Marvel fam over there, too. You know what I'm saying?
Follow Marvel Bros. Yo, we got the watch parties back on and cracking because Secret Invasion is back out in full force, and that show is off to a banger start. Here we talk about gaming, but on Marvel Bros, we talk about all the nerdy and pop culture things. So definitely check that out.
Yes, all right. Make sure y'all slide in there.
Without further ado, let's get into the first one. So this week in gaming, there's a lot of stuff going on. We're starting off with the Sony's plan to hide PS6's secrets and a much more. Today we're going to be checking out a video coming at us from Game Ranks. We're going to basically where they go over the most recent news of the week that's been going on. So we're going to kind of react to that and give our thoughts and opinions about whatever they do, whatever they're talking about. We're going to basically give our opinions on that. So let's jump into that and see what's getting down. And I believe we were going to try a new way, but I just thought about it. And so for clips and stuff, it needs to be the other way. So that's my bad, but we need to do it the old way for clips. Yeah. So unfortunately, yeah. So let's get it pip, pop, plopping, and slizopping. ladies and gentlemen.
Shoeless hopping.
Shizlopping.
No baby oil.
Hey folks,
You
today
hear
is
it?
Friday, June 23rd,
Yeah.
2023. As usual, my name is Jake
No
Baldino,
baby
here to
oil
talk
is
about the video
insane.
game news that's been going on this week. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, new game announcements, some business type stuff. But before that, just know I've been saying this a lot lately. The Friday show is going up a little bit earlier in the day. If it is your Friday here on the East Coast, we've been putting them up around 1 p.m. Eastern. So just a heads up that it is showing up earlier for some of you guys. Keep your eyes peeled for that wherever you live. It's always the video where the title is in all caps. It's annoying, but that's how you can find it. Also, I can't see anything. I have to put my glasses on. Sorry, I know this is weird. Do not be alarmed. I know I don't usually wear glasses. My eyes hurt because I have been playing Final Fantasy 16 constantly. And we're going to have a before you buy out this weekend. But we wanted to see as much of the game as possible before giving any impressions or any information. So keep your eyes peeled for that. But let's just jump into the news. The biggest thing that
Real quick, just in case anybody is interested, definitely go drop a sub on Game Ranks. They are a W. Whenever a new game comes out, they actually give a before you buy of it. So they play the game and they show like some non-spoilery stuff. Maybe like the first 15 minutes of gameplay and just talk about that type of stuff. So just in case you are not wanting to buy a game yet and you're like, man, I need to see some people play it or I need to know a little bit more about it, they do that. They play the game. They even get early access to a lot of games, so they're able to have the before you buy out the same day the game comes out or like a week before, just so people kind of know what they're going to be getting their hands on. So just keep that in mind for any of you, single player gamers or anything like that. So it's they're a vibe. Let's get back into it.
that has been going on this week is the FTC hearing. The regulatory body in the United States is going through with Microsoft for the whole Activision Blizzard acquisition. And in terms of news headlines and stuff, it has been bringing the heat because in these types of things with evidence and conversation, we go through everybody like heads at Xbox, Jim Ryan at PlayStation, internal emails, business plans. So there is a lot still flying at us, and keep in mind, because we are still working on Final Fantasy videos, we are shooting this a little earlier, so the news is still coming out. But one of the biggest headlines is that it seems like, according to the documents and all the stuff coming from these hearings, is that Sony intends to lock Activision out of any type of detail or information or hookups or anything regarding the PS6 when that comes out. Yes, this is the first. I think this is the first. Do we have like an alarm? Can we have a sign come down? First time mentioning the PlayStation 6 on the show. I'm tired already. In the deposition specifically, PlayStation's Jim Ryan says that if the deal closes, Sony wouldn't or can't tell Activision about its upcoming console. A lot of the times when big console manufacturers are working on something, they will keep the big publishers in the loop. But it seems like, according to Jim Ryan and some of the stuff from these depositions, they don't want to do that, or they cannot do that. Which, I don't know the deeper inner working business stuff, but that does sound pretty spicy. And I think that could lead to, at the very least, if things continue as they are going, so there's the possibility of less well-optimized games on a certain platform or not taking advantage of future PlayStation features. That's all spitballing, of course. That's all speculation. But the other big headline to come out of
Now, that's very true, though, because that's something that we have talked about. That's definitely something that we've talked about. When it comes to these companies, when it comes to the things that's going on, even with the PlayStation 5's haptic controller or whatever, the only reason why a lot of that stuff was able to work so well with Call of Duty and all these other games is because they give them an early announcement that, hey, we're about to have a haptic feedback controller. So implement these different things into your game to make the controller work better. So that's definitely something that we aren't going to see. But at the same time, not a lot of people are using those haptic feedback things that are playing Call of Duty or any of those Activision games, to be honest. Vibration gets turned. That's like one of the first things to get turned off, other than the main menu music. You know what I mean?
Those are
the first things that go off when it comes to gaming. So I don't know how much of a big deal that is, but it's definitely going to cause some issues, man. How are you feeling about that?
I think it definitely is going to cause a little bit of problems for the gaming developers, but I don't think it's going to be too big of an issue because, like we said, a lot of those haptics and things that they use get turned off anyway. And now that Call of Duty or just Activision in general should be going through with Microsoft, this kind of takes away those exclusive campaign things that Sony was doing for Activision anyway, which we all disliked that anyway. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't like the fact that they were making us pick and choose. Yeah. You know, we didn't like that they were trying to make, like, it seemed like they were trying to force us to buy their console. You know what I mean? And it's like, you know, a lot of people like what they like. And I think in this case, where we are now, since we have cross-platform gaming, a lot of people are turning towards PC anyway. So, I mean, I don't think it's going to make that big of a difference, but it definitely is going to cause some issues for developers.
Yeah, for sure. I agree completely.
Or two, rather, was one that Xbox is saying that they've technically lost the console war. I've seen a lot of people running with that phrase, and that's something that Microsoft has talked about before. Phil Spencer, head of Xbox, has gone on record even saying that they are behind because of the choices made with the Xbox One. So I see that as self-awareness and not really admitting defeat. And again, I don't want that to be interpreted as like console war stuff. It's just me looking at it. I play on everything. The other thing to come from this specifically is Jim Ryan himself, head of PlayStation. In the deposition, there is evidence on record of him saying, talking to another Sony head, that he is aware that the Activision-Microsoft deal isn't about like Xbox exclusivity or anything like that. The quote from the deposition is, "It's not an exclusivity play at all. They're thinking bigger than that, and they have the cash to make moves like this. I've spent a fair amount of time with Phil Spencer and Bobby Kotick, and I'm pretty sure we will continue to see Call of Duty on PlayStation for years to come." So
yeah, that's something that we talked about too. Like both of those things, right? Like one is that Xbox isn't worried at all. Let's talk about console wars first. Xbox, Microsoft, they're not worried
at all.
Console wars because you literally can't do anything without their platform in the first place. In order to even make these games, they have to go through Microsoft in some way, shape, or form. Whether they're using straight up, you know, whether they're actually making the game for Xbox or PlayStation exclusive, but even the PlayStation exclusive is
made through Microsoft. Exactly.
Microsoft definitely has a monopoly on like the PC area when it comes to, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think a lot. I'm not a game developer, but I'm pretty positive not a lot of them are using Linux or Mac to create video games.
Right.
Using Windows, you know? So they have their eyes are always on something way bigger, bro. Like it's nothing to them for the console.
I mean, even at this point, like your keyboard, bro, that's Microsoft in itself. You know what I mean? Yep. So rather if you're on a Mac or Linux, a Chromebook, it don't matter what you're on. That is all ran through Microsoft in some shape or form, and they definitely have a monopoly on it because I'm pretty sure that Microsoft bought pieces of Google, and I'm pretty sure that was like a war with the Android situation back then when when Google was coming out with their own phones, but they were using the Android operating system, and we had the Windows phones at the same time.
Windows phones,
and then Microsoft was like, you know what? Because Google has all the rights to the platform of the Google store, why don't we just quit making Microsoft phones completely and just buy a piece of Google? And that way we have Android. And now they even have shares in Apple. So it's like, you know, that they've monopolized the board in so many different ways. And Sony cannot make anything without using any of those platforms. Like, it's impossible. You know what I mean? Even if they tried to separate themselves and make like a Sony store or Sony this or Sony that, at the end of the day, everything is still being ran through Microsoft's coding or something at some point in time or another. And there was many movies made about that throughout the years. You know what I mean? Like, so it's definitely hard to get away from. It was something that Atari tried to do. They lost. You know what I mean? It was something that Dreamcast tried to do. They lost. You know what I mean? And Nintendo even attempted to do it, but then they recanted because it's just tough. It's tough to try to avoid something that has marketed the market for so long. It's kind of like the shoes. You know what I mean? Like, you can't get away from using this specific type of sole because this sole is only made in one place. So this sole goes on every shoe. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those things of where they were the forefront. They were the first mans in line. they not only capitalized on the opportunity, but they made the opportunity theirs, and they forever own it. It's never going anywhere at this point.
Facts. And then the second part of that, I believe, was the non-exclusivity of Call of Duty when it comes to just being on one platform. Yo, they're never gonna do that. Like,
No.
Microsoft is never gonna do that. Microsoft isn't even that big on making exclusives. It's just that Sony has always been so big on it that it almost forced Microsoft to have to kind of put their own hat in that race. And you know, it's like you can't be scared when you force the giant's hand to basically, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I'm really hyped to see some of the exclusives that they're going to come out with, because there are going to be Xbox exclusives, of course.
Oh yeah,
but
facts.
I'm more interested in just seeing, like, I think they showed us Starfield at the Xbox show at the showcase that they had or something, and that was a massively huge, like the game was a massive game. It looks like they're putting so much time into that, and it's going to be something that we've really never seen before when it comes to like those RPG FPS type of games. And I don't think that Microsoft, like bro said, I don't think Microsoft is taking it as an L. I think they're taking it as a learning experience. You know,
I mean, how can you take it as an L when consoles are moving towards PCs anyway? A PC has a graphics card. They're implementing graphics cards into consoles, and guess what? Graphics cards are geared to run on Windows. So at this point, what are they losing? You know what I mean? Like, what are they losing? You're telling me, oh, I got this PlayStation and it's Sony. It's not Microsoft at all in any way or shape or form. That's a lie.
Yeah, and I think we even talked about it last week when it comes to Sony and just the games and stuff that they do is, you know, we talked about it with Microsoft. Microsoft can afford to do the Game Pass and all of this other stuff because they have an abundance of money to do it. You know what I mean? I mean, Bill Gates I'm pretty sure Bill Gates is one of the top billionaires in the world, my G. So, that means all of his companies and investments that he has are direct reflections of that bank account. So he doesn't have to worry about a lot of those
Not
things
at all.
that majority of people need to work about. He's worried about buying more farmland for some strange reason. You know what I mean? Those are the things that he's doing. Like, he doesn't care about none of the stuff that's going on.
Right.
He's smaller level.
He's definitely more worried about how to make the world go round than to be worried about what's going on in the gaming scene, or even with these little things that's going on. And I think that Sony really took away from themselves when it came to production for like movies and things like that, to kind of put their focus more towards gaming and productions and gaming and things like that. And don't get me wrong, they have done a fantastic job with everything that they have done with gaming. I will never, ever disown Sony for anything that they've done. Only because that's where we all pretty much come from. Like our era, our generation is raised on Sony. If you played PlayStation, I'm sure you played it at some point in time in your life. Like, there was no avoiding it at all. And that's where PlayStation kind of capitalizes the market. And that's fine, because Microsoft always makes things better anyway. So that just makes Sony better. And it would be better if they did just completely rid themselves of the console war situation and actually work together to bring more eyes to them, to bring more money to them. I think that we're finally starting to realize that going against each other is not bringing us any kind of clout or money or any type of benefits. It's more hurting us than it is benefiting us, type of thing. You know what I mean? So I feel like if Sony can get on board with what Xbox and Microsoft has done and incorporate that together, you know what I mean? Like, their servers and stuff will be better. Same reason why Sony started charging to play on their servers was because Xbox had been doing that. You couldn't play on Xbox Live for free. You had to have a subscription. You know what I mean? And Sony, I don't know if y'all remember, but the PS3 online servers were fucking trash. They were trash.
Free and trash.
You know, and it wasn't even really good until the end of the PlayStation 3's life cycle at that point. You know what I mean? And it was just like, okay, so now what are we going to get with PS4? We got PS4, we got free servers for a year. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden it was like $10.99 for this. $25.99 for this, $60 for this. Oh, get this for a year for $50, 10%.
And I'm pretty sure they PlayStation hit it behind the little universe thing that they had going on, the metaverse. Remember, they had like that PlayStation metaverse going on, and then it was like, oh, this is an extension of what you get when you buy the PS Plus. Is you know what I mean? Like it was like plus. It was like PS World or Plus World or some weird shit.
Right.
And they started incorporating the avatars that Xbox already had. You know what I mean? Like they started trying to take a lot of the stuff that Xbox was doing, and I feel like a lot of people forget that that stuff happens.
Those things happen. Exactly. No, they definitely don't remember those things going on, and it's only because our brains can only hold on to so much information, for a long period of time. But when you revisit it, then you're like, oh crap, that definitely happened. Like, that's definitely real. Like, okay, now I remember that going on, And so I feel like Sony is headed in the direction of how can we make more money now? You know what I mean? Like, I definitely think that both companies have realized that they respectively win in their departments of the things that they do. But because of most of what would be, I guess, considered negative, that they thought would be positive, has damaged the life cycles of kind of everything that has gone on within the entertainment world. You know what I mean? And at this point, like, just coming to the realization that gaming is actually becoming our entertainment in itself, literally becoming TV shows, even TV shows that have nothing to do with gaming are using Unreal Engine 5. You know what I mean? And they're moving into Unreal Engine 6. Like, a lot of the stuff that's happened, gaming is now making that happen. And now it's like, okay, this is a production company, this is the giant, and this is what we can do.
Yeah, facts.
This does kind of contradict what Sony, the corporation, has been putting out there and kind of rallying against this whole Xbox Activision Blizzard acquisition. They, of course, according to The Verge here, have maintained that it fears Microsoft could make Call of Duty exclusive to Xbox or something, or even sabotage or make lesser versions for PlayStation platforms. And then this, of course, is all in the mix with the he said, she said back and forth with Jack Ryan. Ryan. That would actually be pretty cool. With what Jim Ryan was saying, and with Xbox signing a deal to allow Call of Duty to continue on Xbox if this deal goes down, it is so much talk, so much crosstalk, so much he said, she said. Now we have essentially the executives saying certain things and being well aware of certain things behind the scenes, but having their company
that
take
game looks fire.
Public positions, either for good PR or to kind of manipulate the courts. I don't know. This whole thing is still really confusing. I'm waiting for them to make a movie about this in 10 years, or at this rate, probably 5 years. Who knows? This thing is still going to be an ongoing thing for a while. And like I said, like, this is kind of boring business type stuff, but these are some spicy headlines from it. If there's anything more to come out from it, we'll talk about it more. But as for right now, at the time of making this video, there isn't a resolution, so to speak. How do you feel about this whole thing at this point? Let me know in the comments. Are you like me? Are you kind of tired of it and just want to see a resolution one way or the other?
Very tired of it.
Or are you rooting for one team over the other? However you feel, let's talk civilly in the comments. Hey, now, before we keep going, a quick word from our sponsor, our longtime...
No.
and I'm gonna be honest as well. Like, I think it would definitely be smart if Sony asked for, like, hey, can we get 1% of some kind of share? You know what I mean? Like, hey, can we get something that we can put on the Microsoft platform that just brings us some type of revenue? You know what I mean? Nothing too much that'll hurt Microsoft in a sense. It ain't gonna happen.
I wouldn't let that slide either. Hell no. You didn't give me 1% of the Call of Duty game that you had the exclusive to for a year. What the hell? Hell no. Hell no. We've had the short end of the stick for years as Microsoft. Like if I was Microsoft, that's how I would feel. We've had the short end of the Activision stick for years. That's why we buy an Activision, because they was hoeing us. So we was like, all right, bet. You think you're gonna keep giving them a year of gameplay? All right, bet. Watch. I fired everybody.
I definitely agree with that, but I'm just saying, like, if Sony was smart, don't let Microsoft talk you into buying a share out of you. You know what I'm saying? Because if they do, then they definitely monopolize the board for sure. But if they can just come to some kind of agreement of like 1 or 2% of something that Sony can get from Microsoft that won't hurt Microsoft, or just like Microsoft can't give away any rights at that point. You know what I mean? Like there's no rights to anything, but at least give Sony the opportunity to have their stuff, which Sony already has a PlayStation app on, a desktop app, that you can download, that you can play some of the Sony exclusives on your PC, just like you can play some of the Microsoft exclusives through having Microsoft. Yeah, and just having those subscriptions and things like that. So, if Sony was smart, don't fight it, but don't let them bully you either. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't let them bully you, but don't fight it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know a better explanation to put to that. Yeah. But I think that the step that they're taking right now is actually the right step. Like, don't let Activision know anything that's going on with the PlayStation 6. You know what I mean? And try to find some middle ground. I feel like the middle ground is not there, and I think that's what's leading to the he said, she said conversations, because we really don't know what's going on inside those board meetings. You know what I'm saying? We really don't know what's going on, and we don't know if Sony is friends with Microsoft to begin with, and they just like the masses.
We gotta ring them through the good old until we get what we need.
Facts, exactly.
That's some cool stuff. We now know that the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection is coming October 24th of this year, and we know it's coming for PC, Steam, which is very cool. Metal Gear games,
the OG game,
but also the Xboxes, the PlayStations, and Nintendo Switch.
The entire
Nintendo had a direct, and within that direct, we got a new trailer for this, highlighting all the special features, with the visual graphic novel being on there, which is really cool. Original versions of Metal Gear, the NES versions, the MSX versions, stuff you'd expect from these collections. We have seen in different compilations before, but on modern platforms, this is good, with the caveat that Konami doesn't screw this up. I've expressed a lot of skepticism about Konami, of course, in the past, so I'm still wary of this, but at the very least, Metal Gear, the original games, I love so much to the point where I'm annoying. If they're more accessible to more people, I think that's a good thing. But along with that, some eagle-eyed people online have spotted that on the website for this whole Master Collection thing, it very much lines up that, and it seems like it might be like clickable with the way it's laid out. It's kind of speculation, but that it's like a definite lock for Volume 2 to have Peace Walker, Metal Gear Solid 4, and Metal Gear Solid 5. That's kind of obvious, but also not obvious because Metal Gear Solid 4 is in such a weird PS3 game development and emulation limbo. That being said, it's like one of my favorites. For me, I'm a 1 and 4 guy. I know, sorry, that's weird. I love the series, but yeah, I'd love to see Metal Gear Solid 4 come to real platforms at some point, but who knows? That's still speculation, technically, but that's where we're at. Just Jake's little Metal Gear corner, excuse me. Now, let's jump into that Nintendo Direct, actually. Let's break it down a bit, because Nintendo seemingly brought the heat with some cool new announcements.
Nintendo did bring the heat.
They did.
People love Hollow Knight.
What's going on, man? I'm like trying to look at the camera, but I can't really see the camera. Anyway, what's going on? With that aside, of course, needs to be acknowledged that they should take their time and make a great game. We did have updates on Pokemon Scarlet and Violet DLC. Another more in-depth look at Pikmin 4, which is actually pretty right around the corner, which is nice. A Luigi's Mansion re-release, and an untitled Princess Peach game for 2024. Not a lot shown with that, but it seems like it's kind of 2D and maybe not really combat focused. Like, you're not murdering people as Princess Peach, you're kind of just going around being nice. We'll see what the deal is with that. That is apparently coming 2024.
Going around being nice.
Other big things worth noting. Detective Pikachu is coming back October 6th. I know a lot of people know this is Detective Pikachu Returns, and it is a similar type thing for your Nintendo Switch. Also, that movie was good. It kind of came and went, and people forgot about it, but I really like that. Anyway, side note. My personal favorite announcement from this show was WarioWare Move It, coming November 3rd. This is taking advantage of the Nintendo Switch's features, but it is very much a throwback to like the original WarioWare micro games. I Love
That
that
was
shit.
fire.
For Game Boy Advance, it was my favorite, and it seems like structurally
What the
and mini game wise, it is a spiritual successor, and I think that's going to be a lot of fun. Don't sleep on that if you play Nintendo Switch but never played the old WarioWare games. Yeah, put it on your radar. That is November 3rd. Along with that, there are a lot of remakes and remasters and stuff like that, but I think one that many people would argue is actually warranted in some instance is Super Mario RPG. Yeah, this remake is dropping November 17th, and it seems like gameplay is going to be pretty much the same, but visually a massive overhaul. We got little squat Mario looking kind of cute. I'm really into this. Seemingly not enough people played Super Mario RPG because that was back on the Super Nintendo days. So for a lot of people, this is a brand new game, so at least they can experience this. But then a big new mainline 2D Mario game called Super Mario Brothers Wonder. This is announced at the release date of October 20th.
They came crazy with the Super Mario
really busy
for real
for game releases. Holy shit. This is yet another 2D Mario style game that plays kind of like what you would expect, but the trailer, for me personally, showcased a lot of creativity and thinking outside the box and shaking up some of that 2D Mario platform style, presentation, gameplay scenarios. I think it needed, so
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty spicy.
some of that 2D Mario platform style.
Yo, I mean, yo, oh man, out of everything I expected to happen,
some of that 2D Mario platform style, presentation box, and shaking up some of that 2D.
Look at the Goomba. Heck no, bro. This is crazy.
Mario platform style presentation.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say they didn't think that through.
They didn't think that
at all,
because that was wild.
They didn't think that through at all. I don't even remember that really being a thing. I remember it, but it.
No, that wasn't a thing. That's something new they added for this game, for sure. But this sounds dope. Like a dope game, though.
I really hope this is good. We don't do too many before you buy.
I'm pretty. Even though that was wild, I'm pretty hyped about that. I'm not gonna lie. I love Mario. I love the game Mario, and I think it's a W that they're trying to bring back. That same 2D vibe that we all know and love, but with the more updated graphics, very similar to what Sega did with the Sonic trailer that we just saw recently, with them bringing it to 2023. Basically, that's the best thing that I can say is just updating the graphics, and I think that's a W. You know, my son, he literally loves Mario. First games he ever played and stuff like that. So I know he'll be juiced for that. And while I did love the Mario game that they recently came out with, where it's like a super open world type of game, and it gives you more vibes like that, I love that. But I really love the side scroll 2D vibe. Nothing can compare to that. Like, to be completely honest, like nothing can compare. You know, I'm hoping that they, you know, I'm just hoping that when we get to this,
my god.
It's fun, like, you know. It looks. I'm just gonna say, like, the different things they showed us. You know, it looks wild. This looks wild. Like, these are giant hippo balls running. Okay, my bad. I didn't mean that, bro. I didn't mean that. Let's just
it's okay.
Inside the box and shaking up some of that 2D Mario platform style, presentation, gameplay scenarios. I think it needed. So I really hope this is good.
Oh, you can play as different characters. I didn't even notice that. That was.
I think it needed. So I really hope this is good. We don't do too many before you buys on Nintendo games. Usually only the big ones. But
that's something that we've been talking about as well. Is that.
Come on, son. Come on. Oh. Bro, what's going on?
Yeah. What's going on? What's going on?
Yo, I am highly.
I'm flipper dipped.
Oh my god.
I don't know what the thought process was.
Okay.
Too
Okay.
many before he buys on Nintendo games, usually only the big ones, but if there is enough interest for that, definitely let us know. There will be a pinned comment, of course, in the description where we ask what games you're playing. Still, I'd say it was a decent showing for Nintendo. We didn't have time to talk about everything, but like I don't really rate these showcases or anything. I just kind of go off of like how many new things do I have to talk about, and I look at that as pretty good. Next up, some things linked in the description down below. If you're looking for some Starfield news, Kind of Funny did an interview with Todd Howard himself, just getting little bits and pieces and some details about the game in terms of romanceable NPCs, locomotion, and getting around with the jetpack. Apparently, there aren't going to be any.
We saw that during the Summerfest.
I forgot that you can like you can like build relationships with your NPCs, and I'm pretty sure they can fall in love with each other and stuff like that too. Like your NPCs can fall in love with each other. Like if you have like yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what was showcased. Like
pretty wild. I'm not gonna lie.
Pretty in depth. Yeah.
That's
insight
intense.
into how Bethesda is thinking about mods now in terms of their design. They touch on the 30 frames per second thing a little bit. They talk about a lot, and it's pretty interesting. So if you want to check that out, that will be linked in the description down below. And also, if you are playing Final Fantasy 16 this week, just want to toot my own horn for a second. The Friends Per Second podcast I do with my friends. We had on Ben Starr, the voice actor for Clive, the lead character of Final Fantasy 16, who, you know, is doing a pretty good job in the game, at least in my experience so far. We talked to him about how he got the job. He's actually like a real capital G gamer, which I found very interesting. So if you want to check that out, that will be linked. But also some new games dropping this week. First is Trepang 2 for my PC first-person shooter friends. If you're looking for something a little bit of a throwback, it seems like people are really digging this. Also, please don't sleep
look like Doom.
Dark Descent.
It did.
I talked about this on my channel a couple of months ago when I previewed it. I actually really like it. The reviews aren't like out of this world, but I thought it was pretty cool with what the hour, 2 hours I got to experience with it. I don't have time to cover it now, but definitely look into it if you're a top-down or Alien fan, 100%. Also, I did link a review for it if you do want to check it out a little bit more in depth. I linked Mortismal Gaming. Mortem does a really great job. Underrated reviews channel. Please go check them out. Tell them I sent you. Go have fun, be nice. But also just wanted to acknowledge the Quake 2 Remastered rumors. Yes, Quake 2 Remastered has been rated by a ratings board in Korea.
People love them some Quake,
pretty
man.
much seems to confirm that this might be a go. It was assumed by a lot of people. It's been suggested. And it does seem like this is probably going to be a surprise announcement or drop during QuakeCon, which we now know is coming like August 10th
QuakeCon?
to the 12th. So
never heard of it. That's
insane. That sounds wild.
Which I certainly am. It just seems like it's rolling out exactly how the original Quake Remastered was. So keep your eyes peeled for that. We'll keep you guys posted on that stuff. But that
I'm
is
pretty
the
sure
gaming
Quake
news
is
this
like
week.
one
I
of
said, we gotta
the.
go.
I'm pretty sure Quake is like one of those games that like introduced a lot of the movement that people use now.
Finish working on Final Fantasy 16, so I want to know from you guys in the comments what you think about everything going on, from the craziness with Microsoft, Activision, Blizzard, FTC stuff, to what Sony's side is saying, to the Nintendo Direct and everything that got showcased there, and also just the new games releasing. What are you playing this weekend? Let us know. Like I said, there's a pinned comment. Let us know what you're playing in that pinned comment for our research purposes so we can tailor videos to you. It does legitimately help. I know it's like my spiel I say every time, but seriously, thank you. And thank you for watching.
Yo, did they just leave the title template right there and not even realize it when they were editing the video? That, like, you know,
every Friday
look,
covering the news forever. So if you
it
like
disappeared.
What we're doing,
like it was supposed to say something right here.
He definitely put that up there on purpose.
So if you like what we're doing here, just getting you caught up quickly, clicking the like.
All right, I think that's that for the gaming news though. And yeah, man, I think that's pretty dope. You know what I mean? I think everything that's all W things to be talked
Mm-hmm.
about. And it all makes a lot of sense as well, like with the different things about Microsoft and how Sony is feeling. If I was Sony, I'd be scared that I'd get locked out of shit too because of how I've been locking out everybody from my shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're definitely showing their true colors of projecting. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Because people love to do shit, but they hate when it's done it when that
Shit
shit is
done to
done to
them.
them.
Exactly.
So they're
Mhm.
just showing their true colors of how much they low key are assholes a little bit when it comes to the gaming area at least.
Facts.
No,
not just the gaming area, but yeah, definitely, yeah. No, I think that Sony should definitely be fearful of that happening to them, because, like you said, it just really shows how they projected their true colors out now to how they've done things in the past, and it's coming back to kind of haunt them. You know what I mean? And that's why, you don't never do on to others what you don't want done to you.
Facts. And someone should have told him that. Someone should have told him
Somebody
that.
definitely should have told them that.
I couldn't agree more. And when it comes to those Nintendo Direct, I think that was awesome. They showed a lot of dope stuff. Nintendo, one thing that I do get a little irritated about when it comes to Nintendo is they act like Mario is the only big name over there. You know what I mean? Like Mario is a big name, but they also have Link. They also have Pokemon stuff. Like they can give us way more different types of Pokemon games than just the one that we, you know what I mean? Just what we get.
They even have Disney behind them.
They gave Pokemon. They gave us the Pikachu, Detective Pikachu one, and that's a little bit different, you know. And then they're doing a lot of stuff over there. But I would like to see, like some more Link things. They like give us some different type of Link Link adventures. I mean, I know they just gave us a new Legend of Zelda again. But that, I mean, like different, like the same way they just gave us the Mario game.
Yes.
Still like the old school, but it's incorporating new school vibes. Like more things like that. I think we're all here for.
Give us some
Spyro. New is the vibe right now. Yes. I don't think Spyro is Nintendo.
Oh no, is
Spyro
that
Sony?
Is that Sony? Yeah, that is Sony.
I think Spyro is a Sony thing.
But I thought it did get swapped to Nintendo. No, am I tripping? Am I high?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
But regardless, though, Nintendo has Disney back behind them as well. They had a lot of Disney games.
Spyro is Activision.
Oh,
Spyro is Activision.
Oh, it is.
I definitely didn't know that.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I 100%.
I swore that was a Sony exclusive or a Nintendo exclusive. At least that's what I thought. I thought that it was a Nintendo exclusive on the GameCube. Am I tripping?
No, it's PlayStation. Yeah. The series introduction in 1998 with Sony's PlayStation. Spyro the Dragon. That's the first place it came out at.
That's crazy. I thought that it had moved to Nintendo. I don't know why. Something.
It was probably on Nintendo, but I don't think it ever moved. I don't think it was ever an exclusive to anyone, as far as I know.
Okay.
Yeah, man. I think getting some more games and getting some more stuff from everyone is always a W. Nintendo definitely didn't have anything that I can remember from the thing that we just watched, the Summer Game Fest. I don't think they had anything.
I didn't see anything there.
As to why they had their own showcase. You know what I mean? That's what a lot of these big ass companies are doing now. They're like, forget going to another event. We're just going to create our own.
Right.
And Nintendo is definitely big enough to do that for sure.
Oh yeah.
So I'm here for all of it. I'm here for all the gaming news that he was talking about. I definitely want to check out that Final Fantasy that he was saying that he was playing. That
looked crazy. Yeah. Yeah, that looked crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I definitely want to start venturing a little more, like just to give. I've said this before. I definitely want to venture into like some more solo campaign type of vibes, just to kind of break up how much Call of Duty I'll be playing. You know what I mean? Like, because I used to do that when I was younger. You know what I mean? I'd just hop on and play some Madden online, or just play Madden offline. You know what I mean? Or play 2K or something. You know what I mean? And I really don't do that no more since I've been streaming, and I think that that's a vibe that I definitely could capitalize on and bring as well, and I think it allows for a lot more engagement.
Yeah, that's very true. I agree with that. another. What else did they talk about? That was really kind
That
of
was
the.
really it.
I think. So yeah, man. What is up next on our discussion?
So next we're moving into the open discussion, man. We're gonna talk about XDefiant and it coming back for another beta run.
Oh yeah.
I genuinely enjoy XDefiant. I think the idea is great. I'm not gonna lie, but something about it just kind of turns me away from it. I'm not quite sure exactly what it is. But I know a lot of it does have to do with like the visuals and like I talked about earlier, just the arcadic scene. I'm not really an arcadic type of FPS person. That was kind of my dislike about BO4. And I said it earlier too, is like, you know, with XDefiant, it just seems like they took what they could from BO4, Black Ops 1, and Modern Warfare 3 or Modern Warfare 2, the OG Modern Warfares. You know what I mean? It just seems like they took everything that they felt like was the best from those games and kind of just mushed them all together. And I'm not really a fan of that. I'm not really a fan of like the BO4 graphics with the BO1 visualizations. Like I said earlier, you know what I mean? Like I'm not really with that, but I do like that they did come back with movement. You know, giving us a game that has some movement and, you know, a little bit more flexibility. And I'll say this again too, is that Call of Duty needs some competition. And I definitely think that XDefiant is headed in the right direction with that. I truly think that they can finally bring some competition to the table to make Call of Duty or Activision or whoever it is over there to actually make a game good, to actually listen to their community, to actually figure out what they're doing wrong, to stop stop catering to one audience or the other. You know what I mean? Stop giving us a game year on and year off. You know what I mean? Of it catering to one audience. You know what I mean? Like, stop giving us Treyarch for 1 year. Stop giving us, you know, and then moving to this other platform for a year, and then moving back to this platform for a year. Like, it's cool to I guess have some variety when it comes to Call of Duty, but it's Call of Duty nonetheless. You know what I mean? Like, just let those companies work together and make decent CODs. Like, it shouldn't be that hard, but it's got to be in some shape or form. Like, they already all work together on every single game of like every year that they launch anyway. But it's like, why do we keep swapping these engines? Why do we keep doing this? Why do we keep doing that? You know what I mean? Like, there's so many questions that people have for COD, and it's like, you know, to be honest, it's because they don't have competition. And I think XDefiant really brings the competition, especially being that, like we said earlier, of a lot of the developers are from the old COD teams anyway. You know what I mean? They're from all the old development teams from before. So they definitely have the formula to bring some morale to the table and be like, hey, we're here to stay. We got a whole XDefiant series coming out. Call of Duty, what you gonna do?
And I believe there's a former Call of Duty pro that is also a part of XDefiant, and like what's going on over there.
Oh, okay.
And I think XDefiant is a W game, to be completely honest. And I think that we need more games to come out and rival against Call of Duty, because I mean, there's obviously a space for it, because every creator, every streamer, every person that plays Call of Duty complains about Call of Duty, and it has been that way for at least the last 5 years, I guess. Like, at least for the last 5 years, every COD that's come out has been complained about. But on the other hand, they also have broken records. But then within 6 months, they get the lowest player base that's ever happened at the same time. So they break a record that's a good record, and then they break another record
that's a bad record.
Within 6 months of each other. And then they're like, well, we got to make another game, even though we were supposed to give you this one for 2 years. And I feel like having games like XDefiant that aren't ever going to probably become like XDefiant 2, XDefiant World at War, XDefiant this, XDefiant that, XDefiant this, you know what I mean? They can just continuously create the game that they have. And I kind of feel like that's how COD should be. I feel like Call of Duty should just stop making all these other things and just become Call of Duty. And now they release this Call of Duty, and now it's like, all right, bro, here we are. They of course you got to do a whole new system to get all that money and whatnot. So they would probably never do that. But I'm just saying, like, it would make a lot of sense for it to just be, oh, COD, and then they just continuously update COD and change COD, and like you said, bring all of the dev teams together and just let them make Call of Duty and not have to keep doing like, oh, well, we're going to do Modern Warfare. Now we're going to Vanguard, Cold War, Modern Warfare 2. But we already have a Modern Warfare 2, so this is Modern Warfare 2.2. Like, you know what I mean? Like all of that stuff is really for the birds at this point. And you then have the possibility of tainting a franchise that was amazing. You know what I mean? Because now people loved Modern Warfare. But now it's like, oh, yeah, I like the old Modern Warfare. I don't like the new Modern Warfare. It's like there's no reason to create all this division for no reason. So I think games like XDefiant, especially being a Tom Clancy title, we know Tom Clancy stuff goes crazy for Ubisoft. Like, no matter what it is, Rainbow Six has been the same game for the last 38 years. Like, that game has it's not changed since the day it came out. So I think getting into some of those things and getting into something more close to that is what makes a game's longevity be able to be there a little bit more. CS:GO, I mean, we are getting a CS:GO 2. I know that, but
come on, 15 years
like,
later though.
Yeah, and it's not like CS:GO, Dust Bowl. It's just CS:GO. Like, that's all it's called. It's just CS:GO 2. Yeah. Same with Overwatch 2. I mean, Overwatch 2 dropped the ball, but it's still the same. They keep some of the.
But again, it's Activision.
Everything. That's very true. But they're not changing everything. So it's just been really interesting to see how a lot of people have liked XDefiant. And with that, let's actually see how much people have been going crazy on XDefiant and the clips that they've been pulling and different stuff like that. Like, I'm really interested in checking it out and see what's going on here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I haven't seen too many clips. I have not seen too many clips.
Old school COD feel to it. Imagine hits this 5-man on screen with the M44.
A 5-man?
Oh my god! Oh my god! Guck mal, Killfeed! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Hi, my name is Dom. Welcome back to Top FPS Plays and a look at the best XDefiant plays and funny moments. If you've got a clip and would like to be featured, send it to us in the description below. Let's get into it.
That's still a Call of Duty scene too. This was crazy.
XDefiant, he has to prevent enemies from standing close to the robot and escorting it to a checkpoint.
Tá ali, ó, tá ali. Eu sei, eu vi.
Here's where the play gets smart. He throws down his El Remedio ability on the robot, which is a gas can that heals friendlies until it's destroyed. Keep an eye on his health now. Despite being shot from multiple enemies, he stays on his feet. He then pops his ultra, which provides him with 200 health and faster healing for a period of time.
No teammate, porra! É um monstro! Vem, time!
Oh my god!
Vai daqui, caralho!
This is why the Libertad class is great for objective play. If, like a lot of people, you've been missing the movement and speedy animations of old CODs, then XDefiant has you covered.
Bruh.
Sheesh.
Literally insane.
Damn. Oh, this is Fugitives. Yeah, Fugitives is nasty.
Possible with strafe slides at close range.
Bruh.
god, that felt good.
Yeah, fugitives is nasty.
The strafe size, where you do like a full like half circle, like this. Yeah, that feels good. That feels fucking good.
Bro, he's going crazy.
Yeah, he's.
That feels fucking
God.
And if movement isn't convincing enough,
Excited to see the future of XDefiant. No SBMM. Red dots on the minimap. Speedy animations and movement. F2P. I don't know. Free to play. Map voting. Iconic weapons with their actual names. Laughing my ass off. Attachments tell you precisely what they do. Colorful and well-made and paced maps. Transparent devs. Okay.
Fugitives came in hot.
it has no skill-based
Bro.
matchmaking, win. It's free to play, has map voting, and colorful and well-paced
Map
maps.
voting is a huge thing.
Now, out of ammo, he makes an audacious reach out with the Magnum.
What the hell?
So the Echelon class has an ultra ability called Sonar Goggles. This reveals enemy outlines through walls and grants you Sam Fisher's powerful 5.7 pistol for a limited time. The next two plays show Zuma and Ghoul using the Sonar Goggles to great effect.
Oh no.
Bro came out of nowhere. I forgot.
Yeah,
that.
my specialist here. I gotta get busy.
Oh, what the? Wendy, look away.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. The red dot's kind of weird.
Oh!
Oh shit!
Damn!
Now this is
slow
broken.
motion
This is all
is
one
crazy.
shot. Like, look. One shot. One shot. This is insane. One shot. One shot.
Oh!
That's crazy. Like,
So it is a beta, which means one thing, bugs.
Bro, like one shot headshot is insane. Like, bro, 5 back-to-back headshots? Gee, that's freaking crazy.
Nah, he was going in. He
this
was
is
going in.
insane. One shot. One shot. One shot. That's crazy. Like,
So it is a beta, which means one thing, bugs.
Bro, Blue Mounts with that Twitch Prime, bro. 6 months. Let's go, Blue Mounts.
Say like the clips, but I don't. You die too fast. Like you missed one bullet, that's it. I mean, that was kind of nasty.
Here's a trick for quick movement in XDefiant. To do this, you need to have auto sprint enabled in your settings. Then, grab your pistol and repeatedly slide jump. Time it right and you'll be moving across the map like a demon.
Und das macht man maximal 4 bis 5 Mal. Und dann ist es so.
Having auto sprint enabled also helps you massively with your Charles. Slide jumping into fights is super powerful.
Sliden und dann so. Seht ihr das? Sliden um Ecke. Sliden, jumpen. Sliden,
I'm playing that today.
Aus dem erstes auf.
Facts, like,
This
bro,
is a great
what?
feature in XDefiant. Notice the red glow around this player? Doug explains why enemy glow is so helpful.
This is me personal, and it's not because I'm fucking 30 now, but I dislike video games and you can't fucking see what I'm shooting at. So like, I don't think you should ever die in an FPS where you can't see the guy. So the fact that everyone glows is amazing, and you can change the color of what they glow.
Yeah, that I don't like.
Player outline.
You don't like the glow?
Nah.
You're not a fan of the glow?
No, I'm not a fan of the glow, but that's the arcadic thing, though. You know what I mean? That's the arcadic thing. You know what I mean? Like, I think the glow is too OP.
Okay, I understand. Like to have map ping and enemy glow, you think that's just a
That's
little
OP. Yeah, that's a little too much. Just a tad. Like like if you got map ping, there's no reason for glow. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? There's no reason for glow. Like that to me, it's taking away from the amount of skill that it takes to play these games. You know what I mean? Like you're already bringing back movement. And when they say old CODs, they're not talking about 2008. They're talking about Modern Warfare 19, BO4, BO3. You know what I mean? They're not talking about anything past those genres. Oh, that's definitely what they're talking about, because the old CODs definitely didn't have movement like this at all.
I don't know, G. I don't think that's what they're talking about.
I'm telling you, G. COD has never been a movement-based thing. It was a little bit more movement than what we got in CSGO, but it wasn't much. Like, there wasn't slot and shit like that. All that shit is new. Trust me, no.
That's actually a good point. You never just die because you didn't see the guy. That's dumb.
Yeah, that's part of my biggest thing with COD that I don't like, especially in like ranked, is without having aim assist, I can't see what I'm shooting at to like track. That's actually a good point, Doug. Actually, I fuck with that.
The XDefiant team sponsored streams from creators such as Scump and Noko, but not everybody wanted to stop after the sponsored stream.
Oh yeah, this game's hella fun, dude. I mean, I was only supposed to play it for 2 hours for the sponsored stream. Now, like, I mean, I'm still playing, so that says something, dude.
Damn.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. It kind of feels smooth. All right, because, like, you know you get a sponsored game. I'm not trying to be that guy, but you get, like, a sponsored game, and you play it, and you kind of got to be like, yeah, like, it's good, whatever. I'm going to be honest. This kind of feels like it feels really smooth. I like it. Like, I'm weirdly liking this.
Weirdly liking this is crazy.
It's fun. I mean, the servers are laggy as shit, but it's fun.
To be fair, the servers were awful for several days, but a lot of that seems to be fixed.
Tô avançando aqui, mano.
Por baixo, Fazek. Por baixo, Fazek. Por baixo, Fazek.
Curei. Ai,
Oh.
Hanky's just shy of the 750 point limit, so there's little time to hit a clip.
Jesus.
Damn.
Hey, can't bother back, Digga.
Sniper feeds are always better when the objective is being played. Asking is sat in the control point, scoring points for his team, and pulling this off.
Is he still going? Good.
No shot. He's still going.
Shrouds ditched the scope on his MK20 SSR and is instead running it with the red dot.
Package rich.
Ooh.
I just.
Hey. What's up? What's up? I don't need a fucking scope. I got a red dot, baby.
Thanks so much for watching, guys.
Bruh, crazy and insane.
No, that was insane. I'm not gonna lie. Something that I've said though, it's definitely made to have fun. It's not really super competitive, but it does bring that competitive feel back. It does. It is more aligned to equalize how M&K players are able to keep up with aim assist. Being because, like Brett said, the red outline allows him to track better when he's on M&K. You know what I mean? And that it totally makes sense, and that's what I'm saying about.
No. He said without aim assist. That's what he was saying.
Oh, I thought he was.
I don't think he was talking about mouse and keyboard. He was just saying if I didn't have aim assist, I wouldn't be able to track them. I'm pretty sure that's what he was saying with that.
Okay.
If I didn't have aim assist, I wouldn't be able to track them. But having the red line around them, I can track them.
I thought he was saying that he just was able to track them better because he's on M&K. But I've noticed that mostly everybody that is really, really having a lot of fun on it are playing on M&K. And that was No. I'm saying from what I know with the community that I'm talking about. I'm not talking about just in that clip. I'm talking about the people that I know that are enjoying it. Granted, people are having fun on controller for sure. People are having fun on controller for sure. Because I had fun on the early day because I played on the early day of the beta before it was open to everybody. I played on the day that it was early access or whatever. But I had fun. I did have fun on it. I'm not gonna lie. It is a fun game. I don't have anything really bad to say about it. It's not appealing to my eyes, I guess I could say. Like that's the only thing that I can say negative, I guess, is that it's not appealing to my eyes, but it's definitely fun. Like, I definitely have fun, even if I am dying over and over and over again because I'm ass. But it's for sure a fun time. It's a fun game. I like that they're making something fun, and it's potentially a really good competitor at this point. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy how many things we're getting that are coming in that are just now getting notoriety, and how quickly it's turning into a competitor. You know what I mean? Like we need that. We definitely need that.
Yo, what's up with it, Wolfie? My guy said that sniper I like. The sniper, I like it. I believe it's called the M44. Oh yeah, I can only imagine what you've been doing on there, Wolfie. Yo, what I would pay to see some Wolfie and Koala snipes.
Oh
my
man,
guy.
come on, G.
Man.
Come on, G. Come on,
Yo,
G.
those are probably crazy.
Come on, G.
No cap,
Facts.
bro. No cap. Those are
Big
probably
facts.
insane. But yeah, this game looks like a vibe. I have not played it since the first open beta. I did have access to it when I was playing the NDA and whatnot, and it's a very different game from when I first played the NDA to right now. They've definitely added a lot of good stuff, put a lot of work and zhuzh into it. I think the game looks like it's a W, and I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon. Just like Rainbow Six isn't going anywhere anytime soon. Like, the game is actually starting to make a comeback when it comes to R6 because of, streamers and creators like Jinxie and all this other stuff that are giving it a lot more play, a lot more notoriety, getting it popping in Twitch, in the Twitch algorithm and all these different things as well. So I'm hyped to see like another game coming into the fray, coming into the scene, and really doing the damnness to make it happen. Like, really putting, like you said, coming out and being a competitor off rip. And maybe, and it might even be a little presumptuous for us to say that these things are competitors off rip when we're not seeing what those numbers are looking like versus the numbers of other things. But they're definitely doing something, and they're getting a lot of people into the fray. And it's not just a COD players. It's like they're getting everybody over there from every game. Every game they're all bleeding over to XDefiant, and they're appreciating it. People that play Overwatch, you know what I mean? They have that middle ground with this game to be able to be like, oh, there's abilities. Oh, there's a game mode that I recognize because, that whole follow the bot through the thing. It's like, oh, these are things that I know. These are things that are recognizable to me. And they're taking a lot of these things that are recognizable to gamers, and they're putting them all in one pot and just letting everybody kind of be like, okay, I'm loving this. I'm loving this. And that's kind of the exact thing that we were saying that COD should be doing. And we got XDefiant doing it, bringing the map pools in when we know that map pools are something that people have been begging for, like legit since they got taken out, like type of thing. You know what I mean? Like, and I think they weren't they in Modern Warfare? And then did they get taken out of Modern Warfare, or did it just go from Modern Warfare to whatever game was next?
It was definitely into whatever game was next. It never got like taken out of a game. It was just whatever game was next, because I think that I want to say that they had it in BO4 because everybody wanted that. But I'm not quite sure. But then there was an experience with taking it out in one of the CODs, and then that's what kind of led to that continuously happening. And yeah, I feel like taking out map voting definitely kills your player base. There's a lot of things that COD has done wrong that they won't change or won't listen to. And I think that these games like XDefiant, I think that there should be more games like XDefiant coming out, being those competitors and taking those things that, make a game fun, because that's what it is. COD has no longer catered to having fun. They have more catered to, people just getting off of work, you know what I mean, wanting to come home and chill. And they just kind of sit around in corners because they want to feel like they're good at the game. But it's hard to feel that way when, there's no anything challenging you, you know what I mean? And like when the good player is challenging you, it's more easier to kill somebody that's good at the game than it is to kill someone that's not good at the game, you know what I mean? And that's something that's been talked about for a long time when it comes to Infinity Ward, is that they cater to the campers. Before they were saying that it catered to casual players, they were saying it catered to the campers. Well, guess what? The campers were casual players back then too. And everybody wants to have that sense of, I'm a pro, or you know what I mean, or I'm just good at the game. I got a 3.2 KDR, you know, or anything like that. Anything to make a player feel good, to make them want to play the game every day. That's what Call of Duty is going to lean on. That's what every game typically leans on. But at this point, with where we're coming with content creation and things like that, you have to cater to the ones that are actually good at the game, that are actually playing it every day, giving it their all, making money off of this, doing all the things that they can possible to make the game, you know, like give it its clout. Basically, you got to lean more towards those guys because those guys know what they're talking about. They're having fun. They're showing your community that they're having fun. Your community and your casual players are going to want to hop on there and have fun. You can't always listen to the, you know, oh my God, it's so hard to kill these sweaty TTVers and the streamers and the this and the that. You know what I mean? And they've more listened to that than they've listened to the people that actually give the game its clout. You know what I mean? Like, and that's how come things have taken a dive so heavily when it comes to these first-person shooters, is because it's like you have to understand you have people that enjoy the game, and then you have people who make the game what the game is because they play it. You know what I mean? And that's kind of what Call of Duty has always been. It's always been based around people that actually play it. It's never really been based around the casual players, the campers, or the this or the that. You know what I mean? It was based around who actually plays it and how they play. And we're in that flux, I guess, of where you need a game specifically like XDefiant to give us the break away from playing so weird, I guess. You know what I mean? When it comes to a first-person shooter, because if people wanted to play like that, then go play CSGO, basically. You know what I mean? And then there's that argument and fight as well, because the people that play CSGO are actually good, and they can come over to COD and demolish playing on COD. Yeah, exactly. So, you know, there's just these different ups and downs and these negatives between the fan bases, when really just listen to the people that actually make this game what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop, cut out everything else. Stop comparing yourself to CSGO. Stop comparing yourself to Halo. Stop comparing yourself to this, to that. Those games already have genres and other games in those areas that have competitors. You know what I mean? Like, there's no reason to have yourself compared to something that you have no competitor in anyway, because you're the only game in this area that specializes in what we do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, bro.
No,
like,
facts. It's like that's a big fact, and I think we've seen a increase within the last couple of years of trying to get more of the casuals into games, because no matter what anybody wants to say about it, it's the casuals that are buying all the skins. Like, it's the casuals that are buying all the skins. They're buying the battle passes and not even completing them a lot of the time.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're doing these things, and that's what's bringing a lot of the revenue into these games, especially free-to-play games like XDefiant, by the way. But a lot of these games have this model that is built around it's not a supply and demand type of thing. It's just an endless thing of supply, no matter what that demand is.
Right.
And I think that it's definitely affecting a lot of what's going on within the gaming area, and for games like XDefiant to stand out from what every other game is doing, because quite literally, almost every other game has had a huge effect to their rank system within the last 3 years, to where it's way easier to rank up if you're actually, you know, even if you're just moderately decent at the game, it is a breeze to rank up. Apex Legends, it just had it happen to it. Rainbow Six just had it happen to it. And I believe a lot more games are going to continue to follow down this rabbit hole of make the game easier so more people can play it, because the more people that play it will spend money on it. You know what I mean? So it makes sense from a quote-unquote business point of view, but I think that's why it's even more important to have a really good rank system or something. It's almost like we're at this point to where we need a whole new system outside of a rank system. So we need something more competitive more serious than just rank, because rank isn't something that's taken serious really anymore. It goes from just pub stomping to rank play, and then there should be something that is aside from that that's called competitive play that makes it even more strict and makes it even more serious to grind and play and do all of these different things. You know what I mean? Because I know it's really important for people to have that.
The games definitely need to incorporate it like how they have lands, basically. You know what I mean? Or just even like how COD Champs is. The rank play needs to have something separate that only those type of players are going to go and play. And maybe you should have to play some rank play games and have a certain skill set or something
like that.
You know what I mean? And able
you gotta go through like trial games and stuff like that in order to get into the tournament mode or unlock the tournament mode or whatever, so you can get into those duo tournaments or whatever. And maybe that's just what we need is some type of in-game tournament mode put in all these games, so it's like, oh, you know, every month there's going to be a tournament, so it actually matters to really grind this rank system, and you actually have these people that are able to win stuff in game because of the shit that they're doing and the hours that they're putting in. You have people literally grinding hours out of game to be iridescent, to be whatever the top rank is in whatever game that they play, and they don't really get any reward other than that,
right?
You know?
Exactly.
And I think it would be dope to have, you know, even if they're not getting money, award them a freaking skin or something. I don't know, but give them some type of in-game currency or whatever. Just make it a little bit more worth it.
I was gonna say, like, a good incentive would be for people that are in the top 250 in COD. Make a tournament for them.
That's true.
Make a tournament for them. You know what I mean? And have that in game
tournament every season. People are definitely going crazy over that. And there's just a lot of different things that are going on within the gaming space right now, especially within the competitive gaming space, within the FPS gaming space. When you look at games like Overwatch, games, all these different games, they're all doing kind of the same thing because they see the other person doing it, and then they hear all the people complaining, but every person that complains is still gaming. So the complaints don't really matter that much because everybody is still playing the game. So I'm pretty sure that, but the reason why a lot of these people are playing the games, like for example, I know that like for you, bro, you play COD a lot because there is no other game for you in the demographic of games that you like to play. So you play COD.
Exactly.
XDefiant comes out and tries to, you know, be that game, and it's like, okay, yeah, this is cool, but this is still not what I want. You know what I mean? So, and then you got other people that are going through the same thing that are like, okay, Apex is out. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to play Fortnite. Now I'm playing Apex, and I'm like, well, this isn't really what I want.
Right.
And then Warzone comes out because they want more of that Warzone. You know what I mean? So all of these, we're in almost a renaissance of gaming right now, to where a whole bunch of things are happening behind the scenes as well as on the surface, to where we don't know what the next step is going to be.
Right.
We don't know where gaming is going to be in 5 to 10 years from now, and if Call of Duty is still going to be a malleable game that's really putting the shit out there. You know, we don't know what's going to happen with Microsoft buying it. They could either make it a lot better, or it could take a complete shit afterwards.
They can completely dump it.
What's going on exactly? Like, and we're at this point to where we just don't know what the next steps are and what that means for us as gamers. So it's just really interesting to see XDefiant drop, and so many people accept it immediately. I feel like we haven't seen that from a new FPS game
never
at all. You know what I mean? Other than Overwatch, but Overwatch doesn't count as an FPS. That counts as a hero shooter, which is very different from a first-person shooter, right? So like we have so many games that are coming out and that are creating a whole new genre of video games, and then they're trying to blend this new genre with the old genre. So it's just always a constant thing of change and of evolving within the gaming space right now, and it's something that's just really dope to see. But it's also very nerve-wracking when you see it, because it means that there's a lot of change coming, and sometimes that change does not involve everyone. Everyone's not involved in change all the time. You know, sometimes that changes for the future, and it doesn't really, you know, capitalize on us.
Right. And another thing too is that you know, we have to realize that we got to get tired of defending a genre or a title that has done nothing for us. You know what I mean? Like, we gotta stop defending COD. Like, I'm a COD fanboy, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like being a fan of music. I'm a Drake fanboy, but I can tell you, if Drake comes out with a trash album, I'm gonna say that it's trash. You know what I mean? And that's just the thing. You can't just keep defending these titles that are doing nothing for you. It's not fun. You know what I mean? It's stale. It's dull. Yeah. Is there a game that's bringing back all these things that you might have fun on? Maybe. But have you even tried it? No. Oh, why not? Because I love COD and I'm not leaving COD. But it's like, okay, just try it though. You know what I mean? Like, just try it though. And that's something that I've done over the course of the years, is like, I've actually tried different games. You know what I mean? Like, I've been steering away from the defending the COD community, the COD titles, just COD in general. It's like, I love the game and I've loved it since I was young. I started playing it when I think I was like 10 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, yes, it's good. Yes, it's the only game in its respective genre, but I need something more out of it, and they're not giving it to me. So can somebody please, you know what I'm saying? Can somebody please?
Can somebody please
come? Yeah, and I think that people are actually starting to open their eyes to that, because, I mean, it's just like television. I just talked about this earlier with my mom. It's like, there's certain shows that she watches that I can't really watch with her, even though they have a really good storyline, they have a really good, layout of everything, but they're too soap opera for me. You know what I mean? Like All American that comes on the CW. You know what I mean? Like, I like football. It touches on everything that I like, but it's not the type of show that I want to watch, but I'm forcing myself to watch it because it's the only thing you know what I mean? It's the only thing that is kind of competing with the Giant. You know what I mean? Because the Giant then got stale. The storyline has become ass. You know what I mean? It's like, gaming is the same thing, and COD has been so dominant that I feel like all these other FPSs that could have competed or that could have done something kind of lost their touch for exposure, and for the not just the exposure, but their passion for it, because people knock them before they even try them. Like, we'll take, for instance, Titanfall. Titanfall came out at the same time that Infinite Warfare came out, right? And everybody rather had tortured themselves with Infinite Warfare than to try and go play Titanfall. And Titanfall was lit. You know what I mean? Titanfall was fun. And you know what that brought me into? That when they made another trash-ass COD, I went and played Battlefield after that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you got to try these different things that compete in these genres. And just because they might not be COD or they might not be appealing to what you like, it's still a variety on your palate. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to go eat you're not going to go eat at the same restaurant for 10 years every day of your life. You know what I'm saying? When there's a goddamn Burger King across the street that might not be as good, but it's still food. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just certain things like that you got to take into consideration that we don't when it comes to gaming. And it's like, please open up your world a little bit, be a little bit more exploratory instead of just being stuck to this one thing. And that's something that a lot of people, I've realized, even within myself, have had a hard time doing, even when it just comes to anything that goes on. It's like, once we get stuck to this one thing, we're kind of just stuck to it. And that's being stuck in our ways. It's my way or the highway type shit. You know what I mean? And guess what? There's 30 different spots on the highway too.
Yeah, facts though. No, that's a big fact, and it's just kind of insane to see people. A lot of people rather complain about something than go try something new and experiment with something else. And it just kind of, I mean, I understand a little bit, because people would rather the thing that they like be what they want it to be than go find something else, right? At some point, people also need to understand that is the prime definition of a toxic relationship. And I don't think people understand that they are in a very toxic relationship.
It's also the definition of insanity, too. Yeah, I'm saying? Doing the same shit, expecting different results.
Hand in hand. Yeah, being in a toxic relationship is insane in itself. You know what I mean? And a lot of time, you know, we need to experiment and explore new options when we feel that there are none left, because that's how you start feeling very hopeless. And I think we've seen a lot of COD creators in these last couple of years feel very hopeless in their space and feel like they just don't want to do what they're doing anymore, because I think it's because of the game. I don't really think it's because of a lot of the other stuff that's going on. We already know that there's a lot of toxicity just in general that comes with the video game, period.
Man,
streaming or not, you know what I mean? Even if you're just on the game to chill out and play the game, you know, there is toxicity that just comes with that, period. But when you start streaming, when you start doing all these other things, and you start putting yourself to be able to be subject to people's opinions and backseat gaming and all these other things, you know, I think that can take a lot out on your mental. And then on top of all of that, to not even be having fun on the game that you're playing, to just that's the icing on the cake of everything else that's going on. So I like, once again, we're in this renaissance of gaming where there are a multitude of different games coming out. I mean, look at Only Up, how that came out and took over everything that was going on everywhere. And then you got this Bread and Fred game that's coming out, and then that takes over everything everywhere. And then you just have all these different games that are constantly coming out, and, you know, everyone is constantly trying to explore what the next thing is going to be. And I think once we get XDefiant a little bit more stabilized, CSGO 2, that's coming out as well. Those are two games right there that are going to bring a lot of population to them, because CSGO has a huge population right now. But guess what? A lot of people don't play CSGO because it's old. And they're like, I don't want to get into this old-ass game. But now they're doing a whole revamp and a refresh. That's going to pull so many people to that game, the same way when Valorant came out. Hella people went to Valorant, you know? Like, once again, these free-to-play games are never going to die out the same, and that's why Call of Duty can continue to break these records, because none of the other games that would break records you got to pay for. So that they're literally in a league of their own, doing whatever they want to, so they can break as many records as they want.
So they can keep running through you.
There is no other FPS game that's gonna break that record. Literally, there isn't one, because it's free. That's why. Like, that's why it's not one that can compete, because, you know, it just becomes a completely different genre when you start looking at numbers, when you start looking at player base, when you even start putting in anti-cheat into consideration. Free to play means way more cheaters. There's already a hell of cheaters on COD, and that's not even a free to play game. So once you get to these free to play games, there's so many other nuanced things that you have to start paying attention to and actually have to start taking into account, and that's just that.
Yeah, no, and I agree. I agree completely with that, and that's why I feel like, even with me being a COD streamer and a COD creator and just being in the space that I'm at, I've changed my outlook on gaming just in general. Like, when you go to play COD, go play COD because you want to go have fun. Like, just stream and have fun. Like, don't even pay attention to the game that you're playing anymore. Just understand, like, yes, the game is trash. Yes, you know, all these things about it, whatever. But that's what takes the toll on your mental. You're starting to focus on all the things that you can't control. But you know what you can control? You can control having fun on your stream, even on a game that you don't have fun on. You know what I'm saying? Like just enjoy the moments that you create as a creator. Be a creator, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to put us in the sense of shut up and dribble or anything like that, but go outside of your box, because that's what you're doing anyway. You're shutting up and dribbling because it's the only game that you can play, and you don't have fun on it, and you're still playing it on stream, angry, then turned off your face cam, and you're like, tomorrow is a new day, but it ain't. because you're doing the same thing over and over and over again. And it's like, gee, hop on your stream. Enjoy that you got 5 people watching you. Enjoy that you got 2 people watching you. Enjoy that you got 500 people watching you. Whatever the case may be, stream like you're streaming to the world. You know what I'm saying? Have fun with what you're doing. I see people playing taco truck simulators and they are having the time of their life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying, man, like, just go out there and have fun. You know what I mean? If you want to take COD seriously, take it seriously. But if you're going to take it seriously, then don't complain. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't complain. Just try to help. Try to help. You know what I mean? Help and have fun and do all these things that, you know, are the things to do. But with everything that's happening, everybody keeps talking about how they're not having fun with this and they're not having fun with that. And now you have XDefiant that totally is capitalizing on having fun because, like I said, I had fun on it. It is a very fun game. It's arcadic. It brings back some of that nostalgia. It brings everything that gaming started as, basically. You know what I'm saying? And it's incorporating it into an FPS shooter that looks like Call of Duty. You know what I'm saying? So go have fun with it. Don't just ignore the fact that, you know what I mean? Oh my God, I can't create content on this game because of the servers, because of this, because of that, because that's what people are going to do anyway. They're going to nitpick. They're going to do all these things. And my guy, it is in beta and it's free to play. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's free to play and it's in beta mode. Like, come on, G. Let's get it together. You know, let's just go out there and have fun. Stop worrying about the things that you can't control. You know what I mean? If the community listen, I mean, if the devs listen to you, then that's a plus on your side. That's more fun for you. But if they don't, hey, I'm gonna go have fun anyway. I'm gonna go have fun anyway. And to kind of touch on too what you said about the skin thing, most people that buy the skins that are so casual players go buy the skin because their favorite creator just created a YouTube video on it. I remember watching Korean Savage and Swag and Pro MVZ and all these other different creators and talking about, hey, you know, look at the new beer gun that they just put in the store. I'm about to go shoot people with cans of beer. You know what I mean? Like, it's things like that that still the creators are making the game fun for the community and all. So definitely be listening to those guys. But again, as a creator, just have fun and go do you.
All right. I agree, man. And with all that being said, we definitely appreciate everybody for tuning in and vibing with us. You feel me? We've talked about some W things today. What's been going on with gaming, talking about XDefiant, just getting into all of those good fantastic things along the lines of that. If you guys don't know, it is community night today. Today is community night. So, you know, that's why we about to get on up out of here. It's because it is community night and we are in the Discord. Once again, I'm sorry. I don't think we have any.
We sure don't.
Any, what's it called?
Mods, links.
Commands.
Commands.
We don't have any.
That is the word.
In the chat, but those should be up next time, hopefully. But definitely join the Discord. The link is in the chat. You guys can join up in there. We're going to be playing some poker in the Discord, vibing out, having a good old time. I can't wait. So I definitely hope you guys jump in there and vibe out with us as well. Vito, you got any final thoughts? Final thoughts before we get on out of here?
That was my final thoughts right there, man. I'm gonna leave y'all with that. I don't want to keep rambling on and on and on because I could definitely talk about this all day long. But you know, I'm not doing that.
All right, so we definitely appreciate everybody. If you guys have any news that you want us to check out, before the next GamerVision, you can always tag us in it, tag me in it, tag Vito in it, or tag VaiN Esports in some news if you see it and want it to be covered. We're looking to start, accepting clips from you guys so we can start watching your guys' clips and stuff like that as well. So we're, a lot of things are going to be implemented over time. So don't forget to like, don't forget to drop a like on the stream. Good God. And don't forget to drop a share on the stream as well, because it definitely helps out tremendously around here. We have been your hosts, the VaiN Bros.
Vanity Boys!
The Vanity Boys! And 2 V's make a dub, and that's why we throw it up. We definitely appreciate
Throw
you
them
guys.
things up.
And if you guys didn't know, you should know that we are now sponsored by Glitch Energy.
Goddamn Glitch Energy. Make sure you use code VaiN for 10% off.
Say Devito, aka VaiN Sensei, and I'm here with my bro.
Yo, y'all already know it's VaiN Devito, bro. We up in here, man. Today we came with a little surprise for y'all, which was a little surprise for us as well. And we've been waiting on this surprise. So y'all see it. Y'all see it.
You feel me?
Little delivery box.
We
right
got
there.
the little box
from
none other than Glitch Energy, yo.
Yo, big glitch out here. You know what I'm saying?
Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. Shake it like a song, shake it like a glitch, shake it like a glitch, shake it like a glitch.
We in there.
Ooh, it smelled dumbass good.
Fire?
Ooh. This is the starter kit. I believe it starts at $15. We got the shaker, 5 flavors. I'm not sure if that's how it comes. That's what they sent to us. So we definitely appreciate that. But y'all definitely check it out. Tell us what your favorite flavor is if you've already tried it.
Yes, sir, that is right. Make sure you guys get your Glitch Energy as soon as possible. We definitely appreciate you guys once again, and we hope to see you on the next episode of GamerVision. And with all that being said, V's up and out.